Hey, all you crafty people, we are back, woo, and ready to go. I hope everybody's having a fantastic day, and if you aren't, get you a little something to drink, get you a little something to do, and let's just get it on here, you know what I'm saying? Let's just start doing it. All right, so first things first, we have got to figure out what we're going to use on our box and on our front covers, that kind of stuff. So I do have these two pieces. This is not part of the collection, but the colors are very similar. So I have these two pieces that I am going to use on the outside of the box. I think that it will be fantastic, very pretty, and it will work out really nicely with the rest of this set. So I have that. This is going to do the outside of the box. And then I am going to have this, which I think I'm going to like, but I'm not 100% positive. So right now it's just kind of in, yeah, maybe I'll do that. These little pieces are going to be used as like the structure strips on the outside of the box to cover all the top, all the bottom, and all the sides. So I pulled out two of these. We will see. I may not like it, but we'll see. So I have that pulled out. I have this pulled out for the cover of the journal. I have this pulled out for the cover of the, yeah, this thing we're making right now, mini album. Jeez Louise, guys. I am in prime form tonight. I pulled two of these out because primarily I'm thinking I'm going to like some stripes on the back sides of both the journal and the, yeah, both the journal and the mini album. Boy, that's just... And then I just pulled one of these out because I'm thinking I'm going to need something somewhere. Probably the insides, and I may end up having to I do have one more sheet of this, so we'll see. I'm gonna have plenty of paper because we are only doing 3 signatures. But there is a lot to cover on those 3 signatures. So let's see what we got first. This was my thought for the first page, was this with the little that is just got so much glue on it. It's not even funny. Let me get my... There we go. Just I don't know how that ended up with so much glue right there, but so that's just a nice little accordion pocket right there. And we are going to want to, oh, and just so you know, I did start to keep all of my little parts here that we already have cut off of. And I'm thinking here that I've got the accordion pocket. How am I going to keep things in it? I did not accordion the bottom, just the 2 sides, so it will get kind of pinched in there. So it should stay. We will see if I have to do a cover, but I don't think I will. I think if we have stuff in there that because it's pinched closed here at the bottom, that it's going to put enough pressure on things that they're not going to fall out, you know, unless you're really, really wriggling it. But how many times do you do that with your book? Okay, so I think this will work fine. And I am thinking about putting let's see. Let's get a piece of black paper. Piece of black paper. Where did I put my black paper? Right here. Alrighty. Piece of black paper. And if I fold this in half, that will fit in there nicely. So let's do let's do, it's 11, 5.5. So I am going to score at 5 3/8 and 5 5/8. So that gives me a 1/4 of an inch gusset for this little book of mine. 1/4 of an inch gusset. Make sure we're going to line up on both sides. And yeah, and there it is. It slid underneath my workstation, my glass worktop here. And then this side. Make sure it's nice and straight. All right, so it's just a nice, simple 1/4 inch here. I'm liking that. Okay, so now we're going to want to cut it down. So let's see. Let's cut this. I think, let's see, what am I taking off here? Taking off about 3/4 of an inch to an inch. So I'm just going to flatten my gusset and cut it that way. It's going to take it, and I'm going to take 1 inch off. There we go. So now it is, let's see, wait a minute. I want this to be 7.5. Yeah, 7.5. So there we go. And then that's going to fit in there nicely. And it'll have that little bit of a gusset. But yet it's getting squeezed here. So I like that. So that's good. And that holds in there pretty well. Good, good, good. Before we've even done anything. All right. The very front, this is going to be page 1. Let me slide this inside here when we get to that. Okay, let's see. Page 1. I'm going to go ahead and take one of each one of these. Now I know that's going to be, I believe, on my cover. So I could use this. But I don't want to use this on my front page. And then I have this one. We'll go ahead and I'm going to leave that one alone. And I have this. This is the only one of those I have. 3 of those. And I love the stamps, but I will use one page as stamps, you know, to cut, probably not all of them, but I will love to use some of that. I only got 2 of these. I don't know what happened. I have looked everywhere. I do not remember ever doing anything with this page. I don't know, but I only got 2. I've looked everywhere that I've been with this, which is right here, and I only see 2, so I have this one that I can use, and then that's it. Okay, so there's one page for us right now. So let's see what we've got here. I do love this one. It has all different kinds of words on it and such. And it will be a nice look when you open this up to see this, I think. I think that would be very nice. Of course, that would be nice too. And I think the other wild things we could definitely, you know, just incorporate later. Alrighty then. So, I'm going to go ahead and take off my top. And these can just get tossed because they don't put anything pretty on theirs. They don't. They don't do nothing. I want pretty. I like pretty stuff. So now the question is, do I put a small pocket? I could do a lovely pocket on here. I think I'm going to try and find myself a die cut. Let's see which one of these. Yeah, I have 2 of these. Let's just do this. Always look in your stack before you cut another one. So, and remember this 1/2 inch here, we can decorate it with a little strip of paper, but you have to allow it to have that bend, because that is making our pages work for us nice and you know, lay down nicer. Okay, so that 1/2 inch we don't decorate. So I could definitely do a nice pretty pocket out of this. And I would want to, let's get the, whoa. Okay, so we can do a 1/2 inch, fold it, line it up, and then make a little mark right at the edge of your paper. Line this up with your mark, which I have at my bar, 4 bar. I've put that there. And then I'm going to cut all of this away except for a 1/2 inch. Okay. These are about 1 inch. Can be very handy. I usually don't throw anything away until the end. So we now have this. See how quick and easy that was, guys? You start off by folding one of the ends, and then you get an exact measurement. And there's no measuring involved. Okay, so now we have a pocket, but I want to put a pretty on it. And I also, this is going to be the background, so I want something that's going to be nice. So I think this would be lovely. I think the rest might be a little too wild. So I think I will do this. So what I'm going to do, I am going to cut, it's about a 1/2 inch smaller than the pocket, but I'm going to cut, I don't want to cut into a 1/2 of a stamp. So I'm going to cut at this line so that I have a full thing of stamps on both sides. There we go. And I'm also on this going to cut off the blue edge across the side because I'm only going to be able to go over so far, and I don't want to have a blue side on one side and not, you know, the edging on one side but not on the other. So I'm going to cut that off, and I'm going to cut this one off, and I think I will be able to go from stem to stern. Just, it will cut this one, but you know, you can only do so much. So I'm going to cut both of these little end borders off, and then see where we're standing on. There's that one, and that one. And those little pieces I will throw away. Okay, so now for the pocket, I am going to cut right along this line, which will cut this stamp in half, but everything else will be solid stampage. Solid stampage. So that will give me this one, makes that one look like just a little stamp. Okay, so I will start I have to find my little, where'd I put it? Ah! I swear it was right here. Here it is. Hold on. I've got this little thing, and I've been trying to keep all my colored papers and such in this, and I like it because it has a back to hold up the longer papers, but the 8-inch papers are going to look really well in there versus the 12 by 12. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the stamped image all the way to the top of my pocket. And the reason I'm doing that is because now I'm going to go and cut with a, well, if I didn't do that, hold on now, guys. If I were, but I think a lot of those are going to take more than a 1/2 inch. Nummy. But, okay. So if I put this all the way up to the top and then I put a die cut across here, after I die cut it, I will be able to move this down and have a little bit of an edge along the design, so that, you know, it all works. And then when I'm done, if I want to, I can just cut this piece off wherever I want to cut it off. Because there's nothing that says that my pocket has to be this long, this wide. This is a 4-inch piece. And, you know, my pages are 8.5, so I don't need to have a full 4-inch pocket. So that's fine. So I'm going to do this. Let's move these things out of the way. And again, this is going to be my back for underneath. I think that will look lovely. Let me see what I have here. This is something very simple. Okay. This is something very simple. And I honestly could not tell you where I got it from. I don't have a clue. But we're going to lay this in the center of the pocket. And then we're going to, like, take a piece of, where's my tape? This is micropore tape. And you definitely want to take a little bit of that sticky off, even the micropore tape, because you're having to put it right on your colored paper. It can and will, especially graphic 45, it will take the top layer of the paper off, and you don't want it to do that because it presses so hard. Okay, so there, that is centered this way and then pushed all the way up to the top. And now I'm going to run it through my machine. So I will be right back. Okay, so I had to very gently take the tape off so that I didn't mess up my paper. And it is a little sticky, but I will put some powder on it. So, you know, sometimes that micropore tape is great, and other times it's not so great. And then we're just going to pull this off carefully. Yeah, see, once it really just pushes down so hard on that micropore tape, it just turns into, no matter how much you try to dull that glue down, but if you, long as you're careful, it does come up very, very carefully. It does come up nicely. Okay, so then all I do is I get my little bag and I put some powder on there, and it takes care of the sticky right away. Okay, so let's get rid of this. So I will be using this. I'm going to go ahead and leave this out, and I will be using that quite a few times. Okay, so it is not long enough to cut all the way through. So all you do is take your scissors and cut straight to the end. And again, take your scissors and cut straight through to the end. Come on. There we go. Okay, and then all you have to do is see when you pull it down, it matches right up and it gives you a nice black edge. Okay, so there we go. There's that. And now I am just going to cut the bottom of my pocket. Don't you fall again. I don't need you to break more. And for some reason I did not get it quite straight, but we will work through that. It was a little higher on this side than on this side, but we will work through that, guys. We will work through that. That's pretty busy, isn't it? Wonder about this one. How's that? I don't know. Sometimes this is hard paper to work with. That's not bad. Huh. Stripes? Oh yeah. Okay, let's do this with the stripes. I do have this one though. Too busy. Let's tone it all down. Yeah, that's too busy too. Let's do the stripes. Okay, so this is our pocket. And then we're going to do the stripes. We're only going to use as much paper as we need. But I like that, huh? You guys like that? Yes, I like it. Just call me the ventriloquist. I don't know. No. I'm thinking... Well, now that's pretty. That's really pretty. I like that. Because there's so much green in here. This is nice. And then, of course, you're going to put different things in. Yeah. Let's do this one. Yeah, I hate using these, but it'll be all right. It'll be all right. It really will. Okay, so get this back up where it belongs. Now, I put this down here. I'm going to open this up so it will lay down a little nicer for me. I'm going to put my pocket down here. And then the lowest point so probably all I need is right about there. Okay. So let's cut that. And there's no way that I'm going to get either one of any of these whole for this page. So it doesn't matter exactly how you cut it. And I'm going to go ahead and take my G45 barcode paper end off. So I don't have to deal with that. Alright. So this goes into my little strip, and that goes into garbage. The garbage! And then we're going to mark where we want to cut on this side. I'll take this little booklet out for right now. Alright, pencil. There we go. And voila. Basically, the first page is done. Now, I will be coming back around with different things, you know, like some ribbon and some things like that. Make sure you got all of the sticky. And we're going to go ahead and let's go ahead and put this down first. You know what? I didn't even think about inking. I think I'm just going to do black. Just simple black soot. Just a simple black soot. That, it will be what we was going to use. That will be that. That will be that. And change one of these out for already used black one. Just to get that white. If you know, if a little bit comes off on the page itself, that's fine. But I'm mainly just using it for the edging on the paper. Ba-doop. And oh my gosh, we're putting the first piece of paper down. How exciting! Okay. Nice little black edge all the way around. Take the time to make that look good. Okay. Now we're going to plant this down. There we go. And don't forget, make it go all the way to the outside edge. You don't necessarily have to go all the way to the inside edge, but go all the way to the outside edge. And don't forget to close your pocket up. If you don't seal it at the bottom, it's not a pocket. Sound like Darby on Harry Potter. I love that show. Love that show. I am a fan. Not a crazy fan that dresses up and does all that stuff, which is okay for people to do. I just don't do that kind of stuff. It's just not in me. All right, we're going to edge this. Alrighty. And we're going to glue her down. Okay. And we're going to place this so it looks very nice. There we go. I think that turned out lovely. I mean, it's a simple pocket with a simple background. And let's see, we have and that would be, push into the wet glue. I'm going to take about 1 inch off of this. So there's a nice tag ready. I mean, it's not finished, but I got a tag in there. So there's the first page, guys. So we'll be moving on to the next one whenever that lands for you guys. I don't know. Love you all. Bye.